Good morning, students. In the last class, we have discussed about the differences between infectious and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are caused by various microbes, especially, and certain fungi as well as certain multicellular organisms like nematode worms. Now, let us learn which microbes will cause which diseases and why we classify the disease causing agents into different groups. What is the significance of grouping them? All such things, let us learn. We know that classification means making the categories or groups of a particular organism. We make different categories or different groups of organisms based on the similarities in the characteristics among the organisms. If the organisms share certain common characteristics, then we can place such sharing organisms into one group. Likewise, how can we make separate group if the organisms are having different characteristics from the other organisms? Then we can keep them into other group. Like that, by observing the similarities, we can make the similar groups, and by observing the differences, we can make different groups. Whatever it may be, by observing the similarities and differences, we can make into different categories of organisms. Same classification rule is applied for microorganisms also. Based on that, infectious agents are divided or classified into several groups like viruses, bacteria, protozoans, fungi, and multicellular worms. So totally there are 5 groups of infectious agents. They are viruses, bacteria, protozoans, fungi, and multicellular worms. If you look at the viruses, viruses are said to be obligate living parasites, which you have learned in class 8 itself, in the chapter Microorganisms, Friends and Foe. Okay, there you have learned that viruses are obligate living parasites. That means for their survival, a living host cell is compulsory, because outside of the host cell, viruses cannot survive for longer period of time. Okay, they will die maybe after 15 minutes or after half an hour, after few hours, or at least after few days, like 3 days or 4 days. But compulsorily outside of the host cell, after a particular period, they die. You cannot just allow them to survive by providing their nutrients, because viruses do not have their own life processes. So, in order to be alive, they have to be inside a living cell which has got its own life processes. Right? Okay. Viruses. What are the diseases that are caused by viruses? We all are coming across common cold. Okay, from a beggar even to the billionaire. Okay, B and B. Beggar to billionaire. Everyone will suffer with the common cold. There is no person who can say that I have not suffered with any common cold. This common cold is caused by virus. Influenza, there are various types of influenza, avian influenza, swine flu, like so many influenzas are there. Right? Dengue fever, wherein platelet count will go down. Right? Chicken pox, small pustules will come on the body. Right? Smallpox, small dot-like pustules will come. Of course, smallpox is almost eradicated now. Smallpox is not occurring in the present generation. Previously, it was a very dreadful disease. Mumps, okay, the cheeks will, the downside of the cheeks and cheeks will bulge due to virus, mumps virus. AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, okay, immunodeficiency syndrome, right, which is caused by HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Ebola, okay, which is not widespread, but still it is a very dreadful disease in the countries like Congo and all. Right? COVID-19, the total world is suffering now. Okay, polio, which you might have heard of. and you might have seen many people who are suffering with the poliomyelitis. Okay, the virus that is causing this disease is poliomyelitis. Right. Now coming to bacterial diseases. Bacteria, they cause wide varieties of disease. Unlike viruses, they are not obligated living parasites. They are normal parasites only, but mostly endoparasites. Typhoid, which is caused by Salmonella typhi. Okay, tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it is causing tuberculosis. Anthrax, Bacillus anthracis, and there are so many other diseases like Bacillus caloriculus, cholera disease, syphilis, right? Treponema pallidum causes syphilis disease. Gonorrhea, Neisseria gonorrhoeae, it causes gonorrhea disease. So many bacterial diseases are there in human beings. Okay, I have just named only few. There are many, you can just collect them. And fungi mostly in humans, they cause skin infections or skin diseases, itching, ringworm, all such diseases, candidiasis, all such diseases, they are caused by fungi. Fungi generally they cause skin infections like itching, ringworm, candidiasis. I have written here candidiasis, right? Ringworm, itching, all such diseases are caused by fungi. Coming to protozoans, unicellular eukaryotes. Okay, there are many free living organisms and also parasitic organisms. These parasitic unicellular eukaryotes or parasitic protozoans, they cause the diseases like malaria, sleeping sickness, kala-azar, amoebiasis. Malaria is caused by Plasmodium. Sleeping sickness is caused by Trypanosoma gambiense. Kala-azar is caused by Leishmania donovani. Amoebiasis is caused by Entamoeba histolytica because it lyses, destroys the tissues. Histo means tissue, lysis means destroying. Right. Nematode worms, there are so many nematode worms from Platyhelminthes and Nematoda phylum, and these two phyla they contain. Okay, this is causing multicellular organisms, and especially phylum Nematoda, it contains only parasites, only endoparasites. They cause so many diseases, right? And from Platyhelminthes, the tapeworm, Taenia solium, causes teniasis disease, and elephantiasis, it is there, okay, from Nematoda, which causes the swollen leg condition, which appears like elephant's leg, so it is called elephantiasis. Ascaris lubricatus, which causes ascariasis. Small children, they suffer with some motion problem. In the motion, small white color worms appear. Those are nothing but Ascaris lubricatus. Ankylostomiasis, with the open feet. If you go in any wet area, Ankylostoma duodenal, a small worm which is also called pinworm or hookworm, it enters into the bloodstream and causes severe blood loss, and that disease is called ankylostomiasis. So, such all diseases are caused by these nematode and platyhelminthes worms. Right. And why you have to know all these different categories of organisms that cause diseases? Because each category of organisms, they share some common characteristics. If you know one organism of a category, and if you know the other organisms of the same category, if you have come across a disease that is caused by an organism of one group, if you have come across another disease that is caused by another organism of the same group, the treatment can be made very easy because both the organisms are sharing same characteristics. So the treatment that is given to the disease caused by a member of one particular category can be given to the member of the same particular category of organisms. Right? So knowing each category of infectious agent, it can be utilized to treat the diseases effectively. Right? Viruses can live only inside the host cell, already we have discussed. Whereas bacteria, it is not like that. They live within the organism but not inside the cell. Inside the organism but not inside the cell. Right? Okay. Viruses, bacteria and fungi, they multiply very rapidly, whereas worms, they multiply slowly. Okay. Right. Life processes are similar among the organisms that are belonging to same group. Whereas life process of the organisms of one category are different from the life processes of the organisms of another category. So, the drugs that are used to treat the diseases that are caused by the organisms of one group cannot be utilized to treat the diseases that are caused by the organisms of another group, because they cause different effects. Right. For example, if you take penicillin, it treats the bacterial diseases, because many bacteria they synthesize cell wall. Okay, this cell wall synthesis can be prevented by using penicillin. So the penicillin can be utilized to the diseases that are caused by the bacteria which contain cell wall, because all these bacteria have cell wall. If cell wall synthesis is prevented, then the bacteria cannot elicit its effects on the body of the person. So the penicillin, like antibiotics, that they can be effectively utilized to treat the bacterial disease, whereas these antibiotics which are used against the bacterial disease cannot be used to treat the viral disease, because viruses, where do they live? They live inside the host cell. So if we have to kill the virus, we have to kill our own cells. So antibiotics we cannot use against the viruses. Then why we use some drugs for viral disease? Only to make the person to get relieved from the symptoms of the disease, and remaining part, elimination of that virus, is done by the immune system only. So only na COVID-19 people are saying keep your immune system strong, because it is a viral disease. For that there is no specific drug. Whatever the drugs which we are using, they are only for the relief from the symptoms. If symptoms are relieved, body will be just made a little more stronger, and when compared to the disease condition, okay, if symptoms are reduced, body will be maintained stronger, and moral, psychological strength also will be maintained, and immune system can function to eliminate that disease. Okay, antibiotics that can act against the bacteria cannot act against the viruses, since viruses do not have their own life processes, and they utilize the life process of the host cell. So one cannot use the medicine to kill our own cells. One cannot use the medicines to kill our own cells. If a disease, in a particular disease, both bacteria and viruses are showing the effects, in order to eliminate the bacteria, one can use antibiotics. For virus, there is no specific medicine, right? Thank you.